Hi, welcome to City Talk. If this doesn't look like our regular show, it's because we're doing something really special today. We're actually doing a takeoff of the David Letterman show. Now, I know no David Letterman here, no high production value, no million-dollar host, but we're still bringing you our top 10 for the city of Tallahassee. In fact, this year we're going to look at the 2012 top 10 accomplishments. And who better to tell us about those than some of the top folks from City Hall? It's my pleasure to introduce my boss, Anita Favors-Thompson, City Manager. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Michelle, and we think you're worth $1 million.
Okay, I'll look for that in my next paycheck. Thank you. And also with us, one of the longest serving, best guys in all of city government, Tom Coe, our Assistant City Manager. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, Michelle. It's a pleasure to be here.
You know, this is the nicest things I'm ever going to say about you right here on live television, Tom.
That's outstanding.
Okay.
I hope I get a tape of this.
You will absolutely get a tape. So just overall, Manager, tell us a little bit about what 2012 has been like for the city of Tallahassee.
2012 was fast and furious. We had all sorts of things going on, as you well know. We had national elections going on, and of course that always impacts the capital city of Florida. And we had elections going on in our government as well, county kinds of things. We won some great awards this year. There have been just all kinds of exciting things going on. Never a dull moment in Tallahassee.
So I guess the biggest challenge was to narrow them down to only 10 for our show today?
Absolutely. We could talk about 50.
Okay, well, let's start with number 10. And just like David Letterman style, we have a special guest to introduce to you number 10 accomplishment for the city of Tallahassee.
Scott Maddox, number 10, over 500,000 lights, Santa trains, and candy canes hanging out with 100,000 of my favorite friends at the Winter Festival.
So it's Winter Festival. Tell me about what Winter Festival was like this year.
First of all, the weather was gorgeous. It was cool, but not wintry.
Okay.
It was really nice outside. We had a bigger crowd than ever before. We were excited about 3,000 Jingle Bell runners this year. And we had people on bicycles, on three-wheeled tricycles. We had people pushing baby carriages as part of the Jingle Bell Run. And of course we had the phenomenal Candy Cane Lane, which
those
the children
are the best candy canes I have ever had in my life. We get Lofty Pursuits out there making them on the scene, and you have, okay, yeah, I stole part of the one from my daughter, which I know you took your granddaughters as well, Tom Coe.
Absolutely. I took two of my granddaughters, Lily and Bella. They had a fantastic time.
Okay, and how many people were there?
Going back to the candy cane.
No, they said 12 and under, 12 and under. I just stole my child's. How many people were there?
We had at least 100,000 there by police estimates. And Michelle, this is the 26th year of the Winter Festival. So it was absolutely amazing. It's the biggest nighttime parade in the Southeast.
And something our citizens love. So
yes, absolutely.
A great way to start off our list. Okay, let's jump to number 9. Tom, can you introduce number 9?
Yes, 7 days or your money back.
Okay,
what is that about? The city is really putting their money where their mouth is on this one.
Yes,
all right.
No doubt about it. And as you know, Michelle, it's part of our ongoing effort to extend our efforts to really minimize time related to permitting. And what we say to people is, if you put your effort in, we're going to put our effort in. We're going to guarantee you that you will have a permit back in 7 days, or you get your money back.
Okay, first of all, governments don't give you your money back ever, do they?
Tallahassee is not your typical government, and you know that. We try to really appeal to what our citizens want and need, and they've told us that's what they want. They want dependable permitting.
I know this applies to residential, single-family duplexes. Tom, how many of those do we average a year?
We have processed 326 this last year, and I'm proud to say that every application has met deadlines since we implemented the program.
Outstanding. And let's just move now to number 8, and we have a special guest to introduce it.
Hi, I'm Mayor John Marks. Number 8, we made a splash and jammed for our youth.
Okay, Tom, what is the mayor talking about? Splashing and jamming? I think you were there.
Oh, I went to almost all the events, Michelle. It was a blast.
Now, what is it?
It's a program that was developed to provide fun activities for our youth in a safe environment. And we did 10 events during the year from June until August the 10th at 4 recreation centers in town. And we had over 3,000 kids come out for it. It was fantastic.
Okay, and I heard there was pizza, there were games, there were city commissioners jumping in the pool. Did you make the biggest splash of all time? You can
No,
confess.
actually Chief Jones did.
Okay. We had a great show of our law enforcement folks there as well.
Law enforcement, Parks and Recreation. So many of our leadership team members were there to support the initiative. And the good thing about that whole thing is that in addition to the kids having fun and being in a safe environment, our leadership team folks have a chance to interact with each other, not just on a department by department basis, but they get to interact as a whole and get to know each other better.
And what Parks told me this year, one thing that really helped was that we had 9 or 10 business sponsors that came out and said, we're going to support it financially, and they volunteered and sent their employees and gave funding. So it was a great community partnership, a good reason why it made number 8 on our list. All right, number 7. Madam Manager, will you give us number 7?
Number 7 is the most beautiful roadway in Tallahassee, and that is going to be the FAMU Way roadway, which we really completed the design on this year and actually made some headway towards completion. We started putting up some signs, and we're looking forward to working with the citizens in the communities that will be impacted by this in a way that involves them. We've done a lot of that already, and they are excited about the most beautiful roadway in the community being in their community.
Now, I know the answer to this, but for our viewers, who gave us that dictate that this would be the most beautiful roadway?
I don't know who gave you that dictate.
I think it was Madam Manager that said it'll be beautiful.
It will be beautiful. And people really are excited about it. It includes, obviously, a beautiful bike and park area, and people are excited about transforming some of the things that we didn't like in certain parts of the community, like the very deep ditches, and making that into an amenity. We're very excited about that.
And people are going to be proud of this project. So it launches next year. It's supposed to be done, I think, in 2015. A great reason why it's number 7 on our list.
Creates a lot of jobs too, Michelle, which is fantastic. It's a $27 million project.
Outstanding. All right. And we have now another special guest for number 6 on our list.
Andrew Gillum, number 6, Cha-ching for Tallahassee businesses.
A cha-ching for business sounds like a great thing. What's that all about?
That is actually an initiative that the City Commission approved this year, where businesses have the ability to reclaim their utility deposits. And that's a big deal for a lot of them, because the utility deposits are based upon the size of the business and that kind of thing, and the amount of electricity that we might be providing to them on a monthly basis. So after a business has been successful for a certain period of time, they now can come back and reclaim their utility deposit. And that is money in the pocket of the business.
Now, we're talking about some serious money. Tom, how much money were we actually handing back to businesses about this time last year, in December and January of last year?
$5.6 million, Michelle.
Wow.
It's a fantastic program. As the manager said, in these tough economic times, it's putting money back in the community, and some of that money is being spent elsewhere.
That's fantastic. And I guess it's important to know it's the same thing we've done with residential customers, where we show that we can pay our bills on time, we're a good customer, we get our deposit back as well. So it's a great program. Also, there was a lot of support for this in the community. Who were the people cheering this on? Because I know, of course, anybody getting a check is going to be pretty happy, but who else was excited about this?
Well, obviously the business support groups like the Chamber and the EDC, they were very, very involved in developing the process. And of course the business community in general was very excited about it.
All right. And I know our Citizens Advisory jumped in and they were enthusiastic as well. So pretty good. Anytime you're giving money back to people, people are usually pretty happy.
Yeah, especially in tough times.
Absolutely.
It made me happy.
Okay, keep waiting for that one. All right, well, that wraps up our first grouping of our top 10 list. Stay with us and we'll be back in a moment and share the last 5.
Bunny, Puppy, Gerbil, and Kitty, they come in from throughout the city. Is your tomcat up to his old tricks? Are you sure Mama Dog is actually fixed? Help us, help us, help us get control. We've got more animals than Fort Knox has gold. You hold the key to getting pets a home. Spay neuter your pets so they don't roam. Fewer kittens and puppies in production benefit existing animals from this reduction.
Hi, welcome back to City Talk. On today's show, we're doing something a little out of the ordinary. We are talking about the City of Tallahassee's top 10 accomplishments for 2012, but we're trying to do it a little bit like David Letterman style. So moving fast and furiously, I have two outstanding guests that are helping me, our City Manager, Anita Favors-Thompson, and Tom Coe, our Assistant City Manager. Welcome back to our second segment.
Thanks, Michelle.
Okay, we are now ready for number 5, and I will introduce this one. It is Long Live Wakulla Springs. Now, Manager, you got to help us with this one because Wakulla Springs isn't in the city. Why is the city concerned about Wakulla Springs?
Well, the city is concerned about Wakulla Springs obviously because of water quality, and we're very concerned about water quality and what we might do or not do to contribute to the quality of water at Wakulla Springs. We have undertaken the largest project in the city's history, a $225 million project.
Hang on, $225 million.
$225 million. And it's an advanced wastewater treatment standard initiative, basically. We are upgrading all of our facilities to make sure that we are not contributing nitrates to Wakulla Springs and to the system in general.
So if you go out by the airport and you see all kinds of construction going on, that's what's happening out there.
It looks like a new world out there. Okay. It looks like a new world.
Now, when we talk about this, Tom, you talked earlier about some of the stuff we do creates jobs. This one's actually creating a bunch of jobs as well. It
is, Michelle. About 150 jobs, as a matter of fact, which is a lot of money, again, coming back into our local economy.
Yeah.
Now, the other great success of this project, and I know Mike Tadros and all those utility folks are very proud of the fact, we love these words, and I know the manager does, on time and on budget. And the goal was to reduce the amount of nitrates that comes from our treated wastewater by 75%. That's equal to 700 tons of nitrates a year. I have no idea how much that is.
Right.
That's a lot,
right.
though.
That's a lot.
And the point is that they've already met that goal a couple of years ahead of time.
That's right. We're very proud. They took it very seriously, and they're doing a great job.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Tom, you don't have any pun you want to put in there about
wastewater treatment?
Wastewater treatment?
No.
No, but this is a project that every person in the community contributes to.
That's true. We all do contribute. All righty. Well, let's join now another special guest to introduce us to number 4.
Hi, I'm Nancy Miller. And number 4 is It's Electric. We've received $7 million in grants for electric buses.
All right, so this has to do with us getting some new electric buses. How did this come about?
We actually wrote and received an award from the Federal Transit Administration in the amount of $5 million to actually get 3 buses at the time. And we got $2 million recently as an addition to get 2 more buses in the future.
So we are going to have 5 all-electric buses.
We will.
Okay, so I know everybody at home's wondering, what happens when you run out of the charge?
We don't run out of the charge. Of course, we have a charging station as part of that initiative. That's all a part of it, and it's kind of a new endeavor for most communities, and we're really looking forward to it because we are always concerned about sustainability, and we want to see less fumes. We want to see less cars on the street. We want to encourage people to ride Star Metro, and we think that all of these upgrades will be enhancements that people will like.
Now, I understand we're going to have these buses rolled out next year, and that we're going to have 3 of them active starting in the spring, and the new charging station at CK Steel Plaza. Tom, is it true that when we unveil the new buses, you'll be doing the electric slide?
That's not true, Michelle, but what is true is
that's a terrible rumor.
is these buses will be operated 80% cheaper than a conventional bus.
Wow.
Which is amazing. And they can recharge in 10 minutes. So as the manager said, you'll never run out of a charge. You can simply charge it quickly and you'll be on your way again.
And I know we all contribute, but it's also nice that that $7 million is coming from the Federal Transit Administration and not directly out of our pockets here in the local community, and it benefits everybody.
And I think it's part of the national initiative on just trying to be more sustainable as it relates to energy.
And we're leaders already in that regard.
Absolutely, we are.
Okay. Well, that moves us to number 3, and this one is so transparent you can see right through it. Tom, what are we talking about?
I bet that's one you really want to talk about.
Okay, I really love this one. But you go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, you need to talk about this one. But October the 1st, we rolled out a completely redesigned web system for talgov.com. which is totally transparent, and it's much easier for the customers to use. Has a lot of what you call cool features that they
It's
can,
really cool.
like the checkbook online. You can see where the city's spending its money. What are we spending our money on? So a lot of citizens want to know that. You can chat with growth management online if you choose to do that. You can get questions answered very quickly and effectively. You can make non-emergency police reports online, which is saving the community a lot of extra time and money with police services, which we really appreciate citizens doing that. And you can even watch city commission meetings online.
Okay, so if you're having trouble falling asleep at night, we are here for you.
Absolutely.
You can watch
any time of the day or night.
Actually, it's amazing to me how many people like to watch our commission meetings because they're engaged in government. And the greatest part of online is if you just want to watch a particular item that you care about, you can just pull that one thing up and say, oh, great, here's what they did on this.
And you know, things move so fast in everybody's life these days. So I think people are appreciative to have the opportunity to be able to get on their computer at any time of the day or night and register for something, follow up on something they've been meaning to follow up on during regular working hours, and just, you know, have that as a convenience to our citizens.
And we always want to remind people too, if you want us to send information to you, we've got all kinds of email subscription services. We'll send you updates of everything you'd possibly want to know. You can pay your utility bill online. You can volunteer to serve on a committee. You can get a tennis partner. So you name it, we've got it right there. And we get 12 million page views of that website a year. So a lot of people
That's
looking
amazing,
there.
actually.
It is. And congratulations to you and your staff for that.
And I have to tell you, we've got some brilliant people in the ISS department and communications department that work together. So
Absolutely.
a great group. So, all righty. Well, that leads us to our next item. I think we're going to talk about this one a while, but we have another special guest to introduce it.
Gil Ziffer, number 2. Food, drink, and shops. Oh my!
And that was a pretty dramatic introduction to placemaking. Let's talk a little bit about placemaking. I know the Commission identified 4 areas they really wanted us to focus on this year. Let's start with Gain Street. What's happened on Gain Street? Because that's pretty exciting.
Well, you know, the whole initiative of Gain Street that we started many years ago actually is all coming to fruition right now. And I think the concept of sense of place or placemaking really has to do with working with businesses, existing businesses, to create a space that people would enjoy coming to, that they would be excited about in their own communities. And we've been able to do that with Gain Street. People got excited about that. And the Commission came back and said, well, what about other places? So we've identified several other places right now. We have waiting in line a number of other areas that want to have sense of places created around them. Basically, what we're doing is working with the existing business community. They've already created their businesses, but we're creating the space around it to make it exciting, perhaps easier access to, maybe it's a matter of convenience in terms of setting up seating and a walking park area,
and
creating
those nice
beautiful
wide
areas.
sidewalks where you want to go kind of hang out. And trees and parks and
food.
Food?
Yes.
Shopping?
Yes.
Should we mention shopping too?
Yes, shopping.
Lots of shopping.
Yeah, Michelle, I mean, we all know that we have to provide the kind of services people want in our city for it to grow, and these destination locations are turning out to be a real asset to us.
Yes.
Well, I know when we talk about Gain Street, when I think it was 2007, 2008, that the Commission said, let's go do the infrastructure, put in the water sewer pipes. And then we came back and started doing the improvements. And the concept that people looked and said, what are you doing? And why are you doing this? And the thought was, well, if we do this, there's going to be new development and new business. What have we seen on Gain Street? Has it worked?
Yes, it has worked, and it's working more every day. We are getting, I think the economy has changed too. So we're seeing people who are now interested again in opening businesses because they see that there's actually something that is happening in that particular area. Using Gain Street as an example, Gain Street is right in the center of 2 campuses, FSU and FAMU. And that alone almost dictates that the potential business that could come that way would be worth the investment. But Gain Street has not been appealing in the past And what we've tried to do is create an appealing place for people to come.
Well, and the reports I have is that over $200 million in new investment is committed to that area, which is just phenomenal. The big college town development that the boosters and the city partnering with them on that as well. So I think this next year, Gain Street's also going to continue to look very different with a lot of these new places coming in.
And Michelle, let me just say too, even the folks who work downtown are excited about Gain Street. We get more compliments from the state employees who look out of their windows at the beautiful parks now.
I see them walking down the sidewalk
and
at
having
lunchtime.
lunch.
There's people everywhere.
Yeah.
Now let's touch on Market Square and also South Adams. There's some plans for both of those areas, one in the northeast, one on the south side of town. What's the plans there?
And again, we're still in the process of creating some of those plans and refining them certainly, but in Market Square, the businesses came together, and they are a very excited group of people. They're very involved in this whole process. They want us to take advantage of some of the assets that are out there and make them into amenities. There's a stormwater pond that they would like to see made into a park. They want us to create some pedestrian bridges from one side of the street to the other. They want us to enhance sidewalks. They have a lot of things that they'd like for us to do.
And on the south side, construction has begun on a new plaza area on the south side where they can have business events as well. Now, I know they're looking also at what's happened in Midtown. Let's talk a little bit what happened on 5th Street in Midtown.
It's still happening, but you can just go down there and see the ambiance that is in Midtown right now. A lot of it has to do with the shops that started off there and just kind of set the stage for new development. But there is kind of an eclectic, chic attitude there that draws people, not only the students, but people from every part of the city to come and enjoy the area.
Okay, and have you all tried out the new front porch yet?
I have.
Okay,
yeah.
Haven't been there yet. I'm planning it.
Nice.
And Whole Foods coming also next year, so a lot of improvements in that area. All right. Well, clearly placemaking has been a success. We're going to see a lot more of that as we go into the next year.
Yes.
All right. That leads us to the drum roll. Tom, can we get the drum roll from you? And Madam Manager, what is our #1 on our 2012 list of top 10 accomplishments?
The #1 thing that we are probably the absolutely most proud of is being named the #1 utility, public utility in America.
That's pretty incredible.
It is incredible.
Across the whole country, we are #1 in Tallahassee, Florida.
Absolutely, and we were nominated by an entity, a Florida entity that is not a part of Tallahassee.
Wow.
So this was the real exciting thing. Our name was put into nomination. We submitted the information requested, and they have given us back a lot of feedback on what we're doing. Part of it has to do with what is replicable in other communities that utilities could be doing. A lot of it had to do with our creativity in terms of trying to conserve energy while still providing good service. And our REACH program was a really good example of that.
I want to talk a little bit about REACH because I think people hear about the neighborhood REACH and they're like, how does that actually work? Tom, what do we do with neighborhood REACH? We're going door to door and talking to folks, right?
We are. We go door to door and we offer energy conservation services. And if people can't afford to do it, that's one of the great things about it. We can go in and make improvements in their home that will actually save utilities for them. And it's a huge savings for the residents.
I don't think we've ever had a program that our citizens have appreciated more because every time that REACH team goes into a new area, we get the calls, we get the emails.
Absolutely.
People really appreciate it because it's helping them save energy, save money. Their utility bills show the difference. So.
Right, right.
Okay, now I know it's formally called the 2012 EF Scattergood System Achievement Award. It's presented by the American Public Power Association. But Manager, what does that mean for the employees that work in our utilities? How has this really motivated them?
Well, you know, we've always had employees who were very proud of their work. And I think that that has been prevalent throughout the organization. But of course, this brings, it's a lifetime achievement. Generally speaking, a utility will receive this kind of award once.
Maybe once.
Maybe once.
Yeah.
Maybe once. And so our employees are extremely proud, and they are very deserving. They work hard to make sure that we have good service.
Well, the other thing I think we have to share, because talk about saving money, we looked back from January 2009 till now, and we've had our electric rates decrease 27% since January of 2009, and that represents over $140 million in savings system-wide for our customers.
Absolutely.
So a little more money in our pockets
Right.
to be paying off those Christmas bills and doing all that.
And you know, our customers have helped us achieve that, because part of our initiative as it relates to conservation has been to keep us in a position where we don't have to build new facilities. And if we don't have to build new facilities, then that saves our citizens money. So when our citizens conserve, that makes a big difference.
Outstanding. Well, I know there are many more accomplishments we could talk about from 2012. Just real quickly, what's 2013 going to be like? Can we top 2012? Because 2012 was a pretty doggone good year.
It was a good year, but you know what? We are always striving for improvement. So we expect to achieve even greater heights in 2013.
Okay. I know a lot of projects coming to fruition. Franklin Boulevard, Cascades Park is going to be a huge grand opening. A lot on the plate.
Looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
All righty.
It'll be a more impressive list even next year.
All right. Well, you know, if our fans like this show, you all may be back next year.
Okay.
If
well,
not,
we'll see.
We'll keep working. All right.
All right.
I'd like to thank you both for being on our show.
Thank you, Michelle.
And to our viewers, I hope you've enjoyed our look at 2012. Clearly, maybe not Letterman style, but in Letterman venue. So we hope you've enjoyed it. We hope that 2012 was great for you, and we look forward to you being an active part of Tallahassee for 2013. Best wishes for the new year.
The City of Tallahassee opens its training and workforce development program to all of you.
I'm more sensitive to my employee needs, more open to their ideas.
Everyone needs improvement, whether they think they do or not.
Our courses educate, motivate, and we can affect employee behavior. FYI courses will help improve workplace learning and performance.
This is an investment in my future. It's priceless.
Local training that's affordable and excellent.
I want to be the best I can be on my job. These courses are a great way to help me do that.
We're pleased to share with all of you our proven training and workforce development program. Enroll today at talgov.com.
When you earn your GED diploma, the barriers in your life fall. Take the first step and get free GED information in your area at 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or yourged.org. Earn your GED diploma and begin your brighter future.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.